right, everybody, it is E3 2014, and we wouldn't be a very good, video game website if we didn't at least cover it in some way or another. So, yes, you all probably have seen it, heard about it, watched the trailers, touched yourself inappropriately to it. But, listen to us for reviews and such, so why not get our opinions on the conferences? Sadly, we're too small to get onto the, to actually go to E3 in any form. Nor do I have that kind of money. But anyways, without further ado, I am Brandon. I have with me Michael. How's it going, Michael?
I'm doing okay. Just got back from playing Last of Us, actually.
Nice. I was actually going to buy it, and then when they, of course, since they just now announced next month we're going to be getting The Last of Us on, on the PS4, I'm like,
yeah.
Shit, I can wait now. I feel the same thing with GTA 5 now, too. I'm like, well, shit. I don't need to buy any games.
I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me just also really quick clear up something. Some people may out there be saying, hey, Brennan, we haven't had anything on the site since, Tuesday. Let me explain. I've been trying, 3 times now to upload the Watch Dogs playthroughs, but the way I've been doing it, I can only do it, once a day, and it's a real pain in the ass, and it doesn't seem to want to do it. So I will try to get them up at least by tomorrow, something going on there. But, nothing about the site. We got a lot of shit to talk about. Folks, here's how we're going to do this. We're just going to talk about each of the conferences, starting with Microsoft, ending with, technically the last one's not a conference, but ending with what Nintendo has to say. Basically, exactly how the show did it. And we'll go from there. I also want to let you guys know, you guys should comment and let us know what you think about the conferences and all the games I've been shown and all that, because we'd love to have a nice little chat about that. So without further ado, let's get on with E3. Woo! Microsoft. I actually have to say Microsoft is the luckiest conference, Michael, for one thing.
Really? It just looked like an Apple presentation, really. That stage, it looks nice.
Oh, yeah, no.
But everyone's just very business-like. It's just a freaking press conference, but whatever.
Yeah, there are press conferences. But I have to say, the reason why I was thinking about it, I was like, Microsoft is the luckiest, because all the video game fans out there are like, yeah, E3, woo! And they're all pumped. They're pumped when it starts. Yeah! And Microsoft's the first one. So everything Microsoft is doing right now, everyone's like, yeah! By the time...
Yeah, they had, didn't they have, neon wristbands or whatever?
Oh, yeah, I think they had some glowing shit going on there. It was still a big step up from last year. And I have to say, guess what? They did not mention TV at all. Or any actual... They didn't mention any hardware at all in my press conference, which some people might find oh, I want more hardware. Me, I'm more in the thing where they just start with games and the entire conference they do games. Fuck yes.
Yeah, they kind of learned from last year.
Yeah. I did not hear one thing that even said Connect. I don't even know if they had a word with a K in it. It was nice. So, some of the games, we won't be able to, we might try to, but they discuss a lot of games. They start out with the Call of Duty trailer, which we get to see the actual Call of Duty gameplay. And
it looks pretty good. Looks like Halo ODST, though.
It looked, it really reminded me, it still had the Call of Duty trappings on it, but you know what, Sledgehammer seemed like they were taking a little, lesson from Treyarch, because with the Infinity Ward Call of Duties, they're really not as violent. They're really just kind of shoot a guy, he falls down, maybe a splat of blood behind him, but they're not really violent. There's no reason for those games ever to be rated M. But the Treyarch ones, at least the Black Ops is actually even World at War, which, I didn't really care for, but still, they were much more violent. Certain guns would blow off, limbs and stuff. And that's what this gameplay also looks like. That Sledgehammer, their first game out, they're taking a little thing, they're taking best of both worlds. It gets me interested, but it still is Call of Duty.
Yeah, they're in it for the shock value when they reveal what happened to that guy's arm or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they have new toys in there, like the grenades. I thought that was a really nice...
It's pretty badass, yeah.
Yeah, especially those grenades that seem like they're essentially going to break multiplayer if they can just seek out people. Just oh, this one, you're behind cover. Fuck you, buddy. Yeah. from what I saw, I mean, in the gameplay footage they showed, Lord knows if that guy's going to be our main character, but from what it looked like to me, it was a silent protagonist. I fucking hate silent protagonists. They annoy the shit out of me because they're just like, what do you think about it, Jim?
Or just like Gordon Freeman style it.
Oh, God. I hate it. I mean, back in the day, it made sense, I guess, to a point. Like, it was weird because when I was younger and I was, especially in the early PS2, Xbox era, your protagonist hardly ever spoke, and if they did, it just sounded shitty. So you'd actually prefer them not to speak. So in like Half-Life 2, Gordon Freeman, you're like, oh, that's fine. I don't care if he talks or not. But we're PS4, Xbox One days. I want some good voice acting. I want my character to actually have some emotion. I want him just to be like this palette swap. I don't know about you. I don't get into the character like that. I'm not like, oh, I am this soldier with like my exoskeleton gear on. So
yeah, I'm totally fine with like open interpretation for a silent protagonist. But I mean, Duke Nukem like brought it up a level in saying that you can have a personality for your first person experience.
Yeah, you can. And I've seen games like, speaking of Call of Duty, since we're still talking about that game, the Treyarch ones, they actually added the characters that have a voice. They added the Masons basically because they were just the father and the son. And they they were good. I mean, granted, whether or not you like Sam Worthington, that's your own thing. But
he's fine.
Yeah, he's as long as you.
He's just in a lot of
accent.
shitty movies. Yeah.
Well, if you can deal with his accent popping out too, sometimes because if you play Black Ops 1, sometimes you'll start hearing that little Australian popping out, and it's just like, I got you, some American my ass. This still, it still didn't get me all, this was the first game I saw, so I was kind of like, ooh, it looks good. But it's still Call of Duty. I'm not really, I didn't get my jitters up in a bunch, it's another Call of Duty. We're gonna get one next year and the year after that. It's a yearly thing, and it gets kind of hard for me to get excited about something that comes out every year. It doesn't seem like a treat anymore when I just can expect it.
Yeah. I think it would be better if they just like release the trailer and then, it's coming out in 3 months. That's more like it.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, well, yes. I mean...
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah. It's coming out this year. I mean, it's better than some of the stuff we'll talk about later on today. About, like, where they're just like, it's literally just some dick tease bullshit that they're doing to you, and you're like, oh, fuck you. This is at least coming out within the next 6 months or so I can live with that. On from there, they showed the Evolve trailer, which is also coming out pretty soon. I think it's October. Evolve. Are you excited about Evolve? Let me ask you that.
I'm not sure. I mean, they said from the makers of Left 4 Dead, and the graphics look awesome. I like teamwork kind of gameplay, co-op and all that. But, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'm just not as hyped as everyone else is.
I'm kind of in the same boat, because, I'm all for co-op. But the problem is, I don't like playing co-op with strangers, because I don't find it as fun. So if I play co-op, it has to be with friends. My friends don't buy games like I do. They don't get the games that all the time like I do. So it's like, unless I get one of my friends who would get a game like this, he's going with Xbox One anyways, and I have a PS4, so I have to be like, oh, fuck. Well, I want to play Evolve, and I did like Left 4 Dead, but let me put it this way, folks, and this might be an unpopular opinion. Left 4 Dead, for me, did not have the legs. It was fun for... it would be like a week rental for me. Like, I would have a blast for a week, but then I'd be done with it. I mean, I can only do so much. You can only play the same 4 levels over and over. And I hope that they don't do that with this. I hope that they give some expansive world that I can explore and that, it's not just like...
some more variety on there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they did introduce a new monster in this. The squid monster with, like, electric powers or whatnot or something like that. That was a good, interesting take. I mean, it was actually more creative than their original one that they had. And I give them some good credits for that because I'm just like, yeah, that squid monster looked pretty cool. I don't know about you. It looked like they changed the original character models, too.
Oh, I haven't seen anything else on Evolve besides
really?
this thing.
Oh, I saw the original.
All I know is that they have, like, a monster based on, like, Godzilla's design or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it.
The original one, from what I remember correctly, because the original one was also just another trailer, it had, like, different character models, where it had, like, this Australian-looking hunter, kind of the guy from Jurassic Park, had the hat on and all that.
Yeah.
And that was the main one I remember not being there. And they look like they changed the character models. Maybe they have more characters than just 4, which would be awesome. But Evolve is one of those games where it'll be fun to check out, but I don't see it being like this whole like, oh shit, like because they still didn't show too much gameplay of it, and coming out sooner before Call of Duty, and I still haven't got a gameplay trailer. I don't know, and honestly, I mean, I would like to see how the hunting works. I'm like, how, if it's supposed to be 4 versus 1, the one's supposed to be overpowered, but how overpowered is he is the real question. Like, can one guy, if he has the right weapon, take out this fucker? Or do you guys have to stick in a group because if he gets you separated, then he will just devour your fucking ass? Like, I would really love to see how this works. I kind of want to see a little bit more on it before I make a full opinion about it.
Wait, so it's like 4 versus 1?
From what my knowledge with it is the 4 versus 1, but the 1 has ability to create hordes and stuff.
Okay, that's good. Because I'm thinking like fighting the Cloverfield monster while it throws its babies at you.
Yeah,
or something
basically.
Like that.
That's basically what it is. You could be like, oh, I need a horde of monsters to distract these guys, and kind of use it as a separation tactic as I see it. Separate them, focus on this guy. Oh, this guy seems to be leading the group. I'm going to take his fucking ass out. If you're the monster. I feel like, because, I don't know, you played Left 4 Dead, of course, right?
Yeah.
I suck ass as the monster. When I played the zombies in Left 4 Dead, I was terrible. I couldn't do shit with any monster they give me. I was like, oh, I'm going to be the hunter. They see me, like, crawling on the ceiling, like, oh, there he is, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, oh, fine, I'll be the fat dude. Oh, there he is, walking around. I'm like, I couldn't even come close to anybody. So I don't want that same experience if I play this game. I play as a monster and just get killed, like just to get my ass kicked. I want to be the guy where they're on the run. They have to really try to figure out how to take me out. I want it to be a challenge to take out these monsters, not just, oh, I win.
I just hope it's like all right for like a single player experience, because if it's completely reliant on co-op, that's kind of going to break the game for people who just want to play by themselves.
I'm a big proprietor of playing by myself. I mean, I jump in on co-op and online stuff occasionally, but not for, I'm just not the biggest proprietor of it, I guess. I mean, I'm not that guy who gets online and just plays a multiplayer match for all day or whatnot. I mean, no. So Evolve, we'll see how that goes. I don't know. That's like kind of wait and see. And then after that, Microsoft showed another sequel, Assassin's Creed Unity. This one, honestly, I have to say, Ubisoft does something amazing, Michael.
Yeah.
Each year, they get me excited for a goddamn Assassin's Creed game. I don't know how they fucking do it, but each year I'm just like, I really kind of want to get my hands on that. And I know it comes out every year. I know there's going to be one, and yet each fucking year I'm just like, yeah, I kind of want to get my hands on that. And the last two, I haven't been too with. Like the last one, people can look at the review, and I was kind of meh about it. I wasn't too pleased with it. I kind of liked 3, but it had its big problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but Assassin's Creed hasn't been really good in 2 years, at least in my opinion. And yet each year they're just like, hey Brandon, come on, how about Unity? And Unity, we gotta see some gameplay trailer, and that's something I fucking love. I don't really care for the CG rendered ones. CG rendered trailers that just show some weird, doesn't really explain much to it.
It's not even like a concept because we know what's going to be.
Yeah,
just assassinating dudes.
Yeah, so I love seeing the gameplay trailers because it actually gets me shows me what the gameplay's like. So, Unity, Paris, we get to be back with the big buildings. I'm happy about that. I was getting a little tired of being in these small little villas all the time. Just like, oh, the building is above a story high.
It looks really pretty.
Oh yeah, it looks great. It looks really pretty. It basically you get to form your own brotherhood, and that right there when they describe that, you get to form your own brotherhood with actual people. It's not like Brotherhood and all those other Brotherhood and I'm trying to remember the other one Revelations. Brotherhood and Revelations, where you have a bunch of computer NPCs, you level them up. No. These are actual people you can get in your party and do all that. And when they say form your own brotherhood, I figure they're just being really creative with just saying, hey, 4-player co-op. And it's the first Assassin's Creed to be able to be like, hey, say if you had a PS4 and you were playing with me, I'd be like, hey, Michael, you want to jump in this game? I need your help with some dickhole that's being all hidden. And we can actually work as a team, one person distract a guard or something while the other one sneaks past, or it just brings a whole new strategy to this game, and it's just, that to me is like, thank God. That's, people say what you will about the Assassin's Creed games, but damn do they get innovative with every single title. Do they try something new? I mean, granted, 4 didn't really try anything new, but 3 tried something new. And then, this one's trying something new. So, are you excited about this?
I'm kind of excited. I mean, I wasn't a big Assassin's Creed fan, but from what I've seen throughout the whole entire series, I like the concepts and everything. It's very ambitious. Mm-hmm. But then I see all the bugs and everything, and I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't play this. I don't know.
Yeah, my whole thing with Assassin's Creed, I have a weird love-hate relationship, because when I'm when I'm playing as the assassin, I'm doing all that shit, it's like one of my favorite things. I'm just having a blast. I'm like, yes, I love sneaking around. I love killing people. I love, I hate tailing. I'm sorry, Ubisoft. If you get rid of one thing in this universe, it'll be just following people just to hear their conversation. That's such a pain in the ass. And Watch Dogs does it too. And I'm just like, God, please, enough with the tailing. It is really just kind of, I understand it's like, well, it's our stealth part, but it's really just annoying. But this one didn't show any tailing, honestly. So I was kind of happy with that. I also really dug the end scene with it. I'm not gonna lie. That got my murder boner going, them just chopping off that fucking dude's head, and they actually do the whole brain being alive, a couple minutes after the head's been severed, kind of thing, and I was like, holy fuck, you look at your brass nuts on you! I have to say, Ubisoft, you did much better from last year, because if I remember correctly, last year, Ubisoft with Assassin's Creed 4 had a huge bug in it where the sound started fucking up and everything, and I was just like, you guys screwed up with your gameplay trailer. This one, it looked much better. Of course, I have to say one thing with this. These guys, of course, have played this numerous times, because I want to see these gameplay trailers where, it'd be me and my friends playing, where we're all, running through the building, but we're, knocking shit over the whole time. Just, you have that one dude who's just dicking around. You're like, no, we gotta be stealthy, and he's sitting there just attacking all the guards.
Yeah, Showcase is good when, some guy messes up.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. And I even make a side note saying, fuck yes, so that means that trailer really got me. That's probably one of my more favorite ones. And just having 4 people, that's just really something I want to see done. Next they did was, they showed some Sunset Overdrive, which is made by Insomniac. Those guys, the wonderful people who make Ratchet and Clank, and they're really good with making creative weapons. And what do? They make a zombie game. Yeah.
Yeah, I already thought it was going to be that, but I mean the way it started off, I thought it was like some tactical shooter kind of thing.
Oh,
it was it was like, what game is this? And then that guy jumps out and then just starts shooting everything, and there's blam, blood splatting everywhere.
Oh yeah, I dig the comedy. It was a funny trailer. It made me laugh a couple times.
It was really funny, but I thought, when I finally saw the gameplay, I was like, oh, kind of looks like Crazy Taxi as a third-person shooter or whatever.
Oh yeah, it was I kind of see it as Tony Hawk as a fucking, as a zombie shooter, because, he's on, when they show the gameplay, he's all skating on top of these, on top of these roller coasters and such. I'm just like, really?
Yeah, it's very arcade-ish.
Oh yeah, very arcade-ish. I wasn't too pleased with it. I mean, yeah, they're like, well, they're mutants and such. I'm like, yeah, it's a cute word for zombie. Congratulations.
I kind of wish it was first person though.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it would have been great, railing down and shooting things.
Kind of like Mirror's Edge type of thing, where, first person running, skating, killing zombies. I mean, yeah, the whole point is to be really creative on how you do it. Oh yeah, I want to, use this bouncy ball and hit this punching bag and then have it crush the zombie or whatever. It's not just run around shooting them. It's trying to be creative with it. I give them that, and they're really good at creating new and nifty weapons. I mean, granted, Fuse last year was kind of a, big, but that was its own thing. What kind of surprised me was, though, that, Insomniac, the guys who were, make Ratchet and Clank, which is a PS3 exclusive, they're making an Xbox One exclusive with this. This is not coming out for anything else. This is coming out for Xbox One and Xbox One alone. So, and I kind of have a theory, though, that it's going to be an arcade release. That's not going to be a full $60 retail thing. Because
Yeah, it's like Microsoft's version of Pain or whatever.
yeah. 'Cause this doesn't look like, from what the gameplay showed us, like, this does not look like it took a more than, 3 months to create this game. I mean, yeah, it looks
fun though.
It looks like a fun arcade game, but it doesn't look like anything that I would want to go for. It does have 8-player co-op as well. I mean, we're seeing this is the 3rd game in a row they were shown with co-op in it, so they're really pushing. I feel like we're getting away from the multiplayer, like everyone kill each other, to like, hey, everyone work together. Like it's really becoming more, I guess, how do I say? Like they're kind of like hippieing out the multiplayer universe. Like, hey guys, let's stop with the name calling. Let's stop with the killing. Let's all, kumbaya. Let's join together and kill our main enemy NPCs because who cares? You can't hurt an NPC's feelings.
Or just find a new way to grief people.
Oh, yeah, that's basically what it's gonna be. You're gonna get, there's always gonna be griefing. You're gonna probably have that one dude who just keeps, like, messing everything up. I mean, look at Minecraft. There's no, adversary in that at all, and yet people still fuck each other over Minecraft. So, I thought the trailer was funny, and when they showed the gameplay, and that's where I kind of it lost me. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry guys. I'm not excited for it. Yeah, sorry guys. And from there they went to Fable Legends, which, Fable's coming back because what else is Lionhead Studios going to do? What? Create a new IP? Why would they do that? They have Fable.
Wait, is it like an MMO or something? Or
no, it looked like to me, it was a little arcade-ish to me. Okay, the concept of this new Fable Legends is it's going to be another 4-player co-op game. And basically, it's going to be kind of like Evolve, from what it looked like to me. You got 4 heroes, you get you got like the rogue, like archer guy, you got the big warrior chick, you got, another rogue archer guy who's very kind of a dandy fop from what I saw. And then you got the mage chick. My first thought in my head was, first of all, do I get to actually customize my characters? Are you guys just presenting me with these characters that you created? So I don't know if these are, if you create your own, or if you create your own hero, or if you just get to choose between one of the 4. And they do have new enemies, not from your traditional Fable universe. They have something from, actually the only time I've ever heard the term Redcap was actually in a book called Dreams and Shadows. And that's a new enemy. That's basically like a little gnome, essentially, that's like kind of fucked up looking from what it showed. They don't have your traditional Fable enemies. They had ogres, and they had gnomes, and they had something else there I can't remember. But yes, they had, and then they did not have like the trolls, the hobs, and all that other crap. I played all the Fable games except for the ones for the Kinect because I'm not an idiot and I never bought a Kinect. But it has a new thing though, where you get to play as the villain, who is basically playing as the villain, and they kind of try to make that a big deal. Like, oh yes, you get to play as the evil, dastardly villain. But that's basically a tower defense mode. Because you don't get to play as the villain and try to fight them with your magic powers. From what it looked like to me. It's basically, how bad can I mess up the heroes until they get to the boss? Because you just create like traps and you put hordes in this area. You tell the hordes to attack this character and all that. So it becomes like a strategy RTS tower defense thing going on there. It looked, honestly, unless you're really into that, I don't see too many people clamoring to be the villain. I mean,
yeah, I wasn't as enthused, but is it like, so the bad guy's like tower defense mode while everyone down is like in third person?
Oh yes, it's going to be a live action, it's going to be real time type of thing. He's going to be able to be like, okay, I want my horde of evil gnomes to attack the mage right now because she's in the back and no one's going to be able to help her real quick.
I guess that's fun.
It'll be fine, but yet again, this brings me back to the whole, like, Evolve thing we were talking about. How strong are the enemies and how strong are the heroes? Because are the heroes overpowered where you could send horde after horde and they're just going to be able to deal with them? Because the Fable games have never been notoriously even challenging. They're actually really fucking easy games. They're games that don't come with a difficulty setting, and it's just easy. Especially Fable 2 and 3, where even if you died, it didn't matter. You just stand the fuck back up. Like, it was kind of like Lego Star Wars status, where you just like, death? No, hero, you just got a scratch on you. Like, oh, fuck you, game. I mean, come on, give me some reason. Otherwise, why should I even worry about health potions when it doesn't matter? So I'm really curious about how they're going to up the difficulty, and if a hero dies, are they going to be permanently dead, or are you going to have to find a revive potion? It looked interesting enough, but it didn't look like it was going to grab me. The graphics look like a slightly better version of the other Fable games. So I'm kind of like, it's very cartoony, very kind of World of Warcrafty, cartoony. I didn't see, the thing that was disappointing me with a 4-player co-op game is the lack of strategy it really took. From it looked like to me all the heroes were able to hold their own. It wasn't like something where, shit, I'm getting fucked up here, guys. Someone come get over here and help me fight these, gnomes over here. It wasn't nothing like that. From what it showed like to me, it was just like, oh, we're all just gonna kick some ass. Oh, here's the boss. We have to kind of sort of work together to fight the boss. So yeah, are you excited at all for this?
Not really. I mean, I haven't played any of the Fables games, so I have no clue.
Oh yeah. I like Fable 1, and that's about as far as I go with Fable. Like the first one, I was like, yes, this is fun, this is amazing. I played the shit out of it. 2 and 3, I'm just meh. And then,
the only Lionhead Studios game I played was like Black and White, and that was pretty good, but I just stopped after that.
Oh yeah. Then they showed some Project Spark. We finally got.
Oh God.
Okay, I gotta know.
Yeah.
Was that oh god a good or bad oh god?
No, I mean the very last part. I mean, dude, I got like some serious blue balls out of that.
Oh.
God.
Okay, so you dig the whole like create your own game kind of thing that they were touting there.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. It's just I don't like when like people are playing and then they talk over it. Like,
oh yeah.
No, you just show us the gameplay. That's it.
I'm in the same boat. I really hate when you get the guy who's playing the game being like, oh, we're. But with Project Spark, it started out and I was like, okay, this looks interesting, and then they kind of showed all the games. You basically it's almost like a really fairly decent RPG maker, sort of. Create your own game. It's kind of like they're trying to get that kind of Minecraft thing going on there, but I hate to say it, folks. I'm not excited for this game at all because I'm an uncreative motherfucker. You could be like, oh, Brandon, but you could create your own game and such. I'm like, nah, I really just want to pay someone else to create the game because, no.
From the looks of it, it's already like preset, so like, it probably already builds like a dungeon or a castle for you or whatever.
I figured they wouldn't be starting from scratch, like, I hope you know how to write code, fucker. No, it would be like, it'd probably be just kind of like one of those grab and place type of things, like, well, I want a castle here, I want an army of ogres here, and I dig that, and I dig how many different ways, because they showed the little trailer there where the guy was like taking on orcs and stuff, but then they show actual gameplays, some gameplays that you can do, and it goes from everything, from my knowledge, from a 3D action game, like a very poor 3D action game, mind you. It's not going to be something like, oh, I can create my own Gears of War here, like, no. Like a very poor 3D action game to like a side-scrolling dungeon crawler or something like that. I mean, it has some very good possibilities of what you can do with it, but it was still kind of like, yeah. I still didn't get my panties were unbunched because, like I said, basically if I got that game, it would just be like, what did the community create? Because I'm not creative enough. I'd be bored halfway through it.
I guess, I have the same mentality for, like, Little Big Planet. I mean, It's fun to play, but I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna build anything.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of how I am. I'm like, I'm not gonna build anything. And that's why I've never been into Minecraft. Because I play it, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm never gonna build anything. I'm not gonna be like, oh, let me build a house, or, when some dude can create a castle and shit, I can dig a hole. And that's kind of how I'm gonna have this mentality. I understand it's my own prejudice. The thing that kind of got me at the end was Conquer.
Oh man. God damn it.
Just comes out of fucking nowhere, just like, oh, by the way, Conquer's gonna be in this game somehow. I bet you could just throw him into anything, just be like, oh,
I thought he was gonna like kick the title, and he was like, "Nah, I'm taking over this bitch now."
I was hoping for that. Honestly, personally, I was kind of like, "Oh shit, is this gonna be their oh fuck moment where Conker comes out of nowhere and says, oh, by the way, assholes, I got my own game."
He was like, "It's been 10+ years. Why haven't they given me a game yet?" And then nothing.
I know. Why haven't they given me a game yet? I was like, well, what are they just gonna insert your ass in this? How about you give them a fucking game? Honestly, Conker's Bad Fur Day was a big dick tease to me, too, because I saw that at E3 10 years ago. And a side note here, people, basically what they showed was the robot teddies versus the squirrels, and I was like, oh, this game's gonna be awesome. When I got my hands on it, it was just a remake of fucking, that robots versus teddy bear, red teddy robots versus the squirrel things was only a multiplayer thing, and god, that
the single player's just... Man, I thought it was gonna be like some epic thing going on, but oh well, it's just a remake.
Yeah, just a remake, and I was just like, oh well, that was a huge fucking disappointment. But that's my own thing. Anyways, the Halo. Good God, I don't know about you, Michael. I was taking like notes through this just to make sure I didn't forget anything, because honestly, there's no way in hell from when we record this and when E3 the press conferences were that I was just going to be able to memorize all this shit. So I wrote
pretty much in the same boat on this.
Yeah, okay, alright, yeah, because it's like, there's no way I'm going to remember all this. So I wrote down Halo, and Halo was fucking with me, because I'm like, okay, I wrote down Halo 5. It's like, okay, no, it's not Halo 5, it's Halo 2. Okay, it's not Halo 2. What the fuck is this? And
my prayers are answered now. I mean, I haven't played all of them, only like 1 and 2, and now I could just skim through all of them on it. Well, it's not like I'm going to get an Xbox One or whatever.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, though. For people who have an Xbox One, you can literally play all the Master Chief Halos. You won't be able to play ODST, Wars, or Reach. They're not going to be part of that pack, but it's the Master Chief Saga. And you get to have the up-res version. I'm picturing they would even up-res a little bit more of Halo 1. And then you get the new HD remastered version of Halo 2, and then you get just I hope they up-res it a little bit for Halo 3, because if you go back and look at Halo 3, it's really early Xbox 360, so I'd hope they'd up-res it for the Xbox One, and then you also get Halo 4. So you get 4 games for the price of, probably one. I'm picturing it's gonna be $60 regardless, because they're throwing a bunch of other bullshit in with it. They're throwing like, oh yeah, you get to watch this little mini series that they did, you get to I'm trying to remember what else they did with it. You can do something. Oh, you get early access to Halo 5 and all that other shit. But basically, they're coming out with the big old pack of the Halos. It comes in a nifty little case. So
comes with like a Master Chief helmet that doesn't fit your head.
Yeah, so, yeah, basically. It basically is just Bungie, or not Bungie, 343 Studios just being like, hey, I'm glad they up-res Halo 2, because Halo 2 was a big one. That was a big console seller. I mean, hell, I got an original Xbox just for Halo. I love that game. Of those guys. I got the original I can't even say Xbox One anymore because it keeps just, it's a new thing. That still fucks with me to this day. I got the original Xbox just so I can play it, and my first game was Halo 2, and it was a fun blast of a game. So this would be actually something I'd want to check out, was the Halo 2 HD thing. It was interesting, it was cool. You get, it's just, there's not much to say to it. They played the little Halo 2 map, and I have to say, you talk about that guy who talks when he's playing a game, and just like, oh god, this guy was awful. So they didn't show his gameplay because apparently, he's a talking guy. He's not one of the, Q&A guys or whatnot. So he's not as good as them. And
yeah, when you see the original E3 demo for Halo 2, no one's talking. Oh. It's just a crowd cheering.
Yeah, that seems much better because this guy was just sitting there just like, oh, this guy's killing me. Oh, I suck. Oh, I almost got him. Let me get in a Banshee now. And I was like, oh, dude, just shut up. I don't need you narrating something that I can see. I didn't put on director's commentary with this. Just fucking let me show the gameplay. I could see. I mean, granted, they did the lame-ass thing. Honestly, I would have preferred to see the single-player all up-resed than the multiplayer. Because I was like, oh, the multiplayer, I want to see the single-player. I want to see how the new character models look. I want to see that. Not just see, like, oh, you just did this. Because if you played, I don't know if you played a Halo 1 remastered HD thing.
Not yet.
They redid a lot. It looked fucking beautiful. So I was rather pleased with that. So,
in your purse.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm doing a call right now. Oh, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good.
It's in your purse. Sorry.
You're good, man.
Alright.
Okay, I was like, I paused.
Sorry, like, were you asking me? Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I paused it just.
Yeah, you gotta cut. No, don't cut it. Don't cut it.
You don't
want
want
it live, damn it.
Okay, well, I have to wait now because the fucking recorder just decided to fuck up on me, which actually gives me a perfect time right now to get something to drink. Yeah, and yeah, just Halo. Are you interested in this?
Yeah, I'm definitely interested in this. I mean, speaking of which, I think something answered your prayers. I mean, Game of Thrones. Woo. No, I mean on Amazon, since you got Amazon Plus and everything.
Oh, is it finally on there?
Mm-hmm, all 3 seasons. No, not all, but 3 seasons on there.
No shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of drives me nuts.
Anyway, that out.
Yeah. Anyways, one of the other things they showed was a new Tomb Raider's coming out.
Yeah. I mean, it looks really good, and then I saw the title. I mean, like...
What, Rise of the Tomb Raider?
Yeah, it's gotta be the stupidest title.
It was one of those things where I'm just like, the title needs some work, but I really dug the latest Tomb Raider game. Yeah, I thought it was a really good, dark, gritty reboot that, honestly, I would rather have seen. Because I hate to be like that guy who's going to sound all like, anti-feminist or whatever, or pro-feminist or whatever. But I like to see Lara Croft that's not like some big-titted bimbo that's just like, oh, look at me, I'm going to go explore. Like, this one's actually a badass who's actually in peril, and I am curious to see what they do more with it.
I mean, it looks like Uncharted 2, though.
If you really, the original Tomb Raider kind of was resembling Uncharted a lot too, or the original remake. It resembled a lot of Uncharted. It had a lot of those moments where you're like, oh, is she gonna make it? As if they're just gonna kill her off, type mentality. So I was just.
I mean, I like the game a lot, and I don't get like all of the complaints for like where she keeps saying I can do this or whatever. I mean, like, no, that's pretty genuine. I mean, if you were in that situation, you'd be like all crazy, and you gotta like rev yourself up to like do something.
Oh yeah, actually, I met a guy who did not like the original, like the remake of Tomb Raider, because he said it had no rating of tombs. It was just mirror. I'm like, they were telling a different story, dude. It was her origin story. What is she just gonna be like? You know what? I'm just gonna be Indiana Jones and just.
No, she was rated tombs.
Well, it was
there were like a bunch, but they're like mini tombs.
Yeah, they were on the side. It wasn't part of the main quest. And I had some guy. I talked to a guy at my work, and he had a big bitch fit about it. I'm like, no, it was much better than those other ones. I hate to be that guy, but the original ones don't really hold up too well, in my opinion. So I'm curious to see where this goes. The trailer just kind of showed her just doing shit, Yeah,
the reboot didn't give me that much impact, but I mean, if they can improve it, then by all means do it.
Yeah, exactly. The new Tomb Raider, that's something. And of course, Microsoft did the biggest boner for me, The Witcher 3. Goddamn, I want this game to come out. I want it out so badly. So, we finally got to see some more gameplay of this game, and I gotta be like, it's Skyrim and Witcher 2. They made love and had a baby, and basically the baby grew up, and now Brandon wants to make love to their love child.
I mean, the gameplay footage, it just did nothing for me. I know the game's going to be great. I know the game's going to be great, but he's just fighting a griffin. Kind of looks like Dragon's Dogma, kind of.
Oh god, it got my just seeing that game. I don't know about you. I'm a huge fan of Witcher 2. Like, it's probably my favorite game. So to see Witcher 3 come out, I'm just like, oh my god. And the fact that one thing that you say that him hunting a griffin just didn't really do much for you. That actually did a lot for me, because I'm like, he is a monster hunter, and in Witcher 2, he doesn't really hunt too many monsters, he hunts a couple. So this one, the fact that that's just going to be part of the side quest, is just having a bunch of monster hunting quests, that is awesome. The way they do it, like, you have to injure it just to track it down until it's like, too injured to keep going, and it has to just fight you or whatnot, that was a cool hunting technique that you don't really see too often. I also really dug I hate to say it, the physics. I love the physics, because when it gets into sword combat, it does something that some games with sword combat don't do. and that is actually having a sword go through a human being. So like when, one of my pet peeves with like, the games where, you have swords and stuff, like you're fighting enemies and they just kind of fall over or whatnot. This one, the guy, Geralt is actually, he's shoving his sword. When he swings down, it goes into the guy, like it's cleaving him. And it just, it looks so beautiful.
It just like shows like the exit wound and everything like that.
Yes, I'd love to see that. I need, I'm sorry, it's a dark medieval game. I need to see more than just him falling down or just stabbing him and him falling down.
Yeah, I need to see Metal Gear Revengeance, except in like a realistic tone or whatever.
Yeah, a little bit more realistic, but yes, Metal Gear Revengeance style, where, I could cut off their hand, I could cut off their legs, I could chop them, if I just slice down their side, there's, it was just a blood gore fest that I just love. And it looked, the combat looked refined, it was very Skyrim-ish. God, it just got me. Just got me good. It's just exactly what I wanted. I am all for Witcher 3, and the fact that it's coming in early 2015, that is a game I'm not even going to try to rent. I'm buying. That is a buy. And like
right.
Special edition buy for me. Are you excited for the game like I am? That's a better question.
I was excited the moment they announced it and showed like gameplay in the beginning last year. Now I'm just like, okay, let's get going. Let's get this out now.
You just want to get it out.
Just get it out.
CD Projekt hasn't made too many games, but as of right now, they're still in the realm with me of they can't do any wrong. They haven't put out a bad game, so...
I heard like people were complaining about the first Witcher, but they're learning. They're improving.
First Witcher was a PC-only game, and PC games still, in my opinion, have their issues. Witcher 2 was a PC original, and then a year later it came out on the consoles, and I didn't check it out until it came out on the consoles. And it was a beautiful, amazing game that had no flaws to it, and I don't care what other people say, it's a fucking flawless game. Best RPG. And then 3 just looks like it's even better. And, what I love is that it's still in the 3 area, that we're not up to Witcher, 18 yet, so, I can still be excited for these games, So Witcher 3, they showed some gameplay, it looked beautiful, it looked awesome. It was just really something I'd like to see. Then they showed some Division.
Oh wait, before that,
what?
Did you see the Inside trailer?
Oh no, I did not. What's the Inside trailer?
Inside, it looks really badass. It's from the makers of Limbo Playdead. And it's just, you're following, this guy, you're controlling this guy's side-scrolling left to right or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it just looks depressing. It just looks freaking dark as shit. And I know it's going to be even darker when you actually play the game, but, it gave me goosebumps, that one.
Yeah.
And it looks like that game, Another World. Have you played that one?
No, I never played that one.
Yeah, very, cell adventure game or whatever. It looks a lot like it.
Oh, does it? Nice.
Mm.
I missed that one, but...
And there's, Phantom Dust, and people are gonna bitch or whatever, but I don't know anything about Phantom Dust. I heard this is a reboot or a remake. I had no idea what it was about.
Phantom Dust. Oh, was that the
they had powers, looks like Infamous or whatever.
Oh, yeah! Okay, Phantom Dust. I'm trying to... God. Was that at the Xbox showing?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, I must have skipped it then, because that one might have been one that was too small that I didn't think we'd get too much legs out of it.
Apparently people are, adored or whatever. They're adored.
Yeah, no, I remember that, because they were just oh yes, and we're bringing back something that hasn't been around for... Yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah, Phantom Dust. And I'm like, what the fuck are you guys talking about?
I was I never heard of that. Honestly, I was alive during the Sega Genesis era, and beyond that, Sega Genesis and up, and I do not remember that at all. I'm just kind of it must have either been before my time or one of those ones that I missed, because I never knew exist. I never, that'd be something that maybe, when it comes out, I could be that guy where oh yeah, I kind of dug Phantom Dust, and then meet that other guy who played the original and he's being all hipster about it. It's not as good as the first one.
Yeah, I thought it was Fist of the North Star for a second. Yeah. It's the guy's glowing blue or whatever.
I was about to say, when they said it was going to be something they brought back, I was oh, cool, what is it, something that I probably know, a popular franchise, like a Siphon Filter, or, something like that? No.
Yeah, very Japanese, I guess.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see it. I'm oh, Japanese properties? I don't know about those. Anyways, we got The Division. Now, normally I'd save it for the Ubisoft conference, but the Ubisoft conference just showed a trailer. This showed gameplay, so rather talked about the gameplay trailer. The gameplay trailer was at the Microsoft convention as well, which, yet again, another 4-player co-op game. I feel like Microsoft's convention was just beating that over the head. Like, you could have 4 people! Like, okay, thank you.
I don't feel that it's just 4-player co-op. I think it could be more than that, though.
You think Division can have more than 4?
Yeah, I think so. It feels like this is what I wanted The Last of Us multiplayer to be. Except it's just like free roam and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And then just like take this building or whatever, and then this is your base, and then try to scavenge everything around this building.
We still don't know if it's going to have a story of any kind. Like, they show, basically you could just from what it looked like to me, is like, create your character like you would in, like, Ghost Recon, and throw them in this post-apocalyptic world, and kick some ass, and maybe burst some other players, or NPCs. I couldn't tell when they were taking out those guys if they were players or NPCs.
I'm pretty sure they were, like, online or whatever.
They might have been.
Yeah, competitive or...
Because, I'm great. It was really cool how you had that... I'll admit, at the end of the trailer, when they had that guy, or end of the gameplay trailer, when they had the guy with the Gatling gun, or flamethrower or whatnot, just sitting there, he was talking shit the whole time, like, yeah, where's your daddy now? And he gets killed, I was just kind of like, okay, that's pretty cool.
And they showed off, like, the paint splatting on the bus.
Oh, yeah.
They're just showing off now.
Yeah, exactly. I do have to say the physics in this game look pretty cool. Just like when they're shooting at the car, you actually see the bullets go into the car and shit breaks. Like,
the engine's amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
I'm kind of glad they delayed the game. If it makes a better engine and all that, delay. I also have to say one thing when they're playing that game, because it was one of those things where they were all strategizing and shit. It's like, I hate to say it, guys, no one plays video games like that. Like, yet again, when I'm talking with my friends online, I'll be playing a game, we might do a little strategizing, like, hey, you should go around here. But the entire thing is just gonna be us going like, hey dude, so I was at work the other day and, I was, it just sounds bullshit and it's not gonna be like, oh yeah, go around here, use your thing. Alright, cool, that got him, talk to that guy. Oh yeah, this is my new place here, yeah.
And then we're MLG.
Yeah, it's not MLG shit, this is me. I understand they do it for the sake of the trailer, but yet again, I kinda wanna see, if you must have talking in it, make it like real people. Just have them just like talking about random funny shit.
It just feels like Spec Ops meets Freedom Wars meets like The Last of Us meets like Ghost Recon. I mean, have you played the last Ghost Recon Future?
Future Soldier? Yeah.
I mean, it feels just like that.
Oh yeah, it looks a lot like it. Had the similar weapons, but it was like, you said it exactly. Like Future Soldier meets The Last of Us. Where, except for without the zombies. That's the only thing they don't have. And I'm just like, you know what, this could be interesting.
Yeah, more closing car doors in.
Yeah. And it looked more interesting, and it looked like, I was kind of hoping they'd go like more of a Mad Max route, where it's just outlandish as hell, where you're fighting the bandits, but it'll be interesting. I'm semi-excited for it. Like I said, I want to kind of see... Yet again, I don't want it to be an online-only thing. And if it is an online-only thing, I kind of want to be, I hate to say it, I'd try to be like that lone wolf kind of guy. The lone warrior, and see how long I last. Just wander the streets and see people, if they try to fuck with me,
I don't think it's multiplayer, though. Because, last year they introduced and then you just have, this Black Ops group that's trying to actually find a cure in the city. Like, bring everyone to an evacuation or whatever.
Very true, very true. I mean,
it was very obscure, but I mean, they're trying to tell that there is a story somewhere there.
There might be, and I'm curious to see. Division is one of those games that has so much. It has a mystery around it right now. What exactly is it besides 4 people just taking on random bandits? They're not. So I'll be curious about that. The other one is Skate Sound. I'm trying to remember what the hell that was.
Well, Scalebound, you mean, right?
Oh, Scalebound, yeah. I have horrible handwriting for my...
That's...
yeah. Scalebound, yes, thank you, God.
I was like, what the heck is this? It looks like Monster Hunter, and then, this guy, he looks like... I mean, everyone's saying it. He looks like Dante with white hair.
Yeah,
from DMC.
He did look... he did look like Dante with white hair. It had a whole dragon riding. It looked
like How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, too. Japanese to me. It looked like... It kind of screamed Japanese to me, like, oh, look at these dragons, look at them taking on this other kind of dragonish creature. Or no,
I'm like,
this
oh,
other,
I get it. He's bound in scale because he has scale armor.
Yeah, that's an Xbox One exclusive. It's a new IP from what it looked like. I mean, for all I know, it could be a remake.
I saw the logo. It said Platinum Games, and I'm like, okay, this could be promising on here.
I'm a big fan of Platinum Games, as well. Like, I love Vanquish. I like Metal Gear Rising. I like, what was that fucking Platinum Games? PlayStation Plus game. Oh, it's the one with the robots.
Wait, I don't know this.
It's the robot one where you get your team of diverse guys and you're taking on robots. Oh, Jesus Christ, I can't remember the goddamn game.
Alright.
Fuck, there's another one with robots, and I like Bayonetta as well. So,
yeah, very Japanese, very quick, like Twitch kind of gameplay.
Well, they do my kind of Japanese games, where it's very twitchy, very, like, weird, but also violent as fuck. They do violent...
Like, we get the gaming community. Yeah.
We're not, like, they don't have some androgynous little fucktard, like, ooh, look at me, now we have to do about my personal feelings for no. It's like, Vanquish, you get this guy who's smoking a cigarette every chance he gets. They actually have a button that's like, smoke cigarette. You got, like, this burly guy smoking cigarettes, kicking ass, has this cool jetpack thing, bound to have a seizure if you stare at it too long. I mean, it's just fucking amazing. Platinum Games looks like made this, and we only saw a trailer, but I kind of hope it sticks with the Platinum Games kind of mentality of very flashy, very, weird and strange and Japanese and all that.
Yeah, because another thing I'm hearing is like, okay, you haven't sold us for a Platinum game unless if you show us gameplay. This one surprisingly didn't. So
yeah, I'll be curious what they do. I'm actually that's up in the air, honestly. I mean, it was just a trailer, so we'll see how that goes. The last and final game Xbox showed, which I was never a fan of the series, so it didn't do anything for me. Crackdown. Crackdown. Yeah.
Looks like Tron.
I have to say, people who had a big problem with Man of Steel, destroying half the city to try to stop, the villain, Superman has nothing on that. Superman, was a saint compared to what these assholes do. Because apparently in this trailer of Crackdown, they show these agents who are just like basically a bunch of Captain America gone crazy kind of guys. They're all a bunch of super soldiers that are just batshit insane almost.
On the edge.
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Yeah, it's like RoboCop, but just fucking crazy.
It's just so absurd, but I mean, I don't mind. I haven't played it, but it looks kind of appealing to me.
The original one was similar to it, but not. I'd rather see what they do on the next generation.
Very, very comic book vibe.
Oh yeah, the original one was pretty comic booky as well. They had very comic book kind of mobster villains, and that's what they do. They take out this guy. I mean, blowing up half a fucking building to take him out, or like blowing up a whole building just to crash into something. Blowing up one building, crash into another building just to crash into the main villain. Like, you guys couldn't just blow up the building the villain was in or something? He didn't have a shield throughout the whole building. I don't know.
Did you notice it was like a reboot? This is going to be a reboot.
Oh, is it a reboot?
No, it just says Crackdown. Doesn't have numbers or anything.
It could be a reboot. What? I mean,
Yeah, let's blow up a whole city to show the title.
I guess, yeah. It'd be strange if it was a reboot. I mean, I hate to say it, people, but the original one didn't really have any story to it or whatnot. I mean, you don't need to reboot anything. You just need to be like, it's just another Crackdown. Just say Crackdown 3 or Crackdown the beginning or
the Crackening.
The Crackening, yeah. Crackdown, more downer than ever. I don't know.
More crack.
Yeah, more crack than not. I don't know. So yeah, so you got that. Yeah, it's just another Xbox One. It just, I don't know. I didn't get too excited about it. I didn't really care for Crackdown 1. Never played 2, so I can't really judge too much about 2. But it's Crackdown, if they keep the Crackdown how it was, which I picture they will, they wouldn't change the core mechanic. It's one of those games, kind of like a Borderlands status, where by yourself it's hard as fuck, where you're having a lot of challenge, but if you get a group of people, or at least someone else, or one or two other people with you, it becomes immensely easier and more satisfying, so it's not my kind of game, honestly. That was the last of the Xbox. I have to say, Kevin Spencer, much better than Don Matrick. He didn't come off as much of a dick.
Yeah.
And he was kind of just, he focused this whole thing on video games, and I could dig that. It was just video games, video games, video games, fuck any hardware. They didn't mention Kinect at all, even with Project Spark. They're like, fuck the Kinect, fuck all that.
Overall it was pretty fine.
It
was alright.
It was probably one of the better of the press conferences we saw. So that cuts it for Xbox. We're gonna try to, basically from what I'm seeing here, Michael, we're gonna have to split up the things. So basically what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do Xbox and EA, because I don't really have a whole hell of a lot for EA, so we're gonna mix those two in one, and then we'll do Ubisoft or Ubisoft. I heard it pronounced two different ways.
No, it's Ubisoft.
It's Ubisoft, okay.
Yeah, Ubiquitous Games.
Yeah, okay. Because I was like on Spike TV, one guy kept calling it Ubisoft.
Yeah, because they think it's like, it's German, but no, it's French, so.
Okay, I was pronouncing it right my entire life. I was like, God damn, I don't know how to, Ubisoft. Basically we're gonna go on to EA, and then that'll be the end of this, and then tune in next time for the PS3, PlayStation, Ubisoft. So anyways, EA. This is where I have my problems with EA. They are the biggest dick teasers out there. They're like, oh, we're gonna show you some footage for Battlefront, but none of it is actual game footage. This is all prototype footage. Fuck you, EA. And you know what really pissed me off about the EA press conference immediately was and if Spike TV was about the only one covering anything. Even on Twitch was just showing Spike's, coverage. And so I was watching the Spike coverage, and they kind of talked about we may see EA may announce a KOTOR 3. They got Bungie, they have the Star Wars rights. Why not? Nope. We just get them talking about we're trying to take props from the movie and stuff and put it in the video game. Yay. And I'm just like, I would have rather seen some footage. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Michael. Everyone's really excited about Battlefront 3. They're all like, yeah, it's going to come out. It's going to be the best game ever. Woo, I love Battlefront 2. Guys, you got to be careful. Because, EA says they're making some changes from the original series. For all I know, it might be a first-person Battlefront game.
I'm pretty sure it is, though.
I personally do not want that.
It's just going to be Battlefield, but, Star Wars.
They haven't showed anything gameplay, so I can't say. But Scott and I talked about it, and he actually played the Battlefronts with, first-person view. I don't know, did you play Battlefronts?
Yes, and I've actually played in first-person view.
You too. See, I always played in third, and I really liked third. It made me, I say I don't really immerse myself in the video game at all, but it felt like to me, though, that not that I was a clone trooper or stormtrooper or anything like that, but it felt like I was watching a battle, basically. I was that was actual battle. I was watching this, this
just following this soldier.
Yeah, I'm following this soldier's story. I'd actually, in my own mind, I'd make up a soldier's story, but oh yeah, this guy, because, Battlefront 2 had your rank and everything, of this captain guy, I'd get a squad following me, I'd be like, you gotta go this way,
Yeah, first person though, it's just messed up, because, you don't know what's behind you.
Yeah.
And it's just, very, you just don't know what's around the corner.
Which, they wouldn't be changing too much of the core mechanics from Battlefront, because Battlefront was literally just a Battlefield ripoff. I'm not gonna lie, it was just capture a point, kill some things, use vehicles. I mean, big open map, 16 players, total, 8 versus 8. Actually, I think maybe it was 16 versus 16. Can't remember now. I don't remember, it's been a while. But, it's a group of people versus group of people, and that's how I fix that conundrum right there. And it was just capture points, and then and had space battles in the second one and adding Jedi. Which they better have Jedi, because playing as a Jedi was fucking awesome. Especially since honestly, I hate to say, playing as Darth Maul in Battlefront 2 was just one of my favorite things to do, because he was a bad motherfucker. And Han Solo, oddly enough. Han Solo was really good. He would actually beat
Play as Mace Windu or Yoda, or whatever.
I actually found as Han Solo, I can actually beat most of it if I was playing against a group of people. It was always funny because I'd always have a group of friends with me just play Battlefront 2, and there'd be 4 of us playing. I'd not being able to play Han Solo on that map, and one of them might be one of the Dark Jedi, and he'd coming right at me. I'd be able to take his ass out before he could get close enough to me. Just because
those games are still amazing though.
Oh yeah, they hold up to this day in my opinion. They're fun. I mean, it sucks that they shut off the live on them, so you can't play with anybody else. But I would actually like to see just an HD reboot of the original two, which, EA, we might see that. But,
yeah, I'm out with this cow.
Yeah, we actually, I skipped this because they just showed a trailer during the Xbox One conference, but in the EA conference, they showed some Dragon Age 3. Dragon Age 3, they say it's going to be an open world kind of thing, which is much better from what Dragon Age 2 was.
Wait, so this isn't Inquisition, right?
Yeah, it's Inquisition. Actually, I guess I have to change that because I have been calling it Dragon Age 3 since it was first announced as Dragon Age 3, and then they changed the title, so I still don't know if it's technically 3 or if it's just kind of like, just another one.
Yeah, you gotta stop doing that. Just do it like the Rocky style or whatever, just.
Rocky. I understand they get all scared about, like, oh, we don't want to have Dragon Age 7 out there, but you're only at number 3. It's not a big deal. You did Mass Effect 3 just fine, Bungie, so, I don't know. Dragon Age 3, it's gonna be open world. Big improvement from the original one, or the second one. The original one was open enough, but the second one was you were stuck in a town the whole fucking game. Not okay. First of all, did you ever play a Dragon Age game?
Yet to play. People keep trying to convince me and I just still don't play it.
Let me ask you, have you ever played the original Knights of the Old Republic?
Yes. Pretty much that.
Did you enjoy the first, did you enjoy them? Like, did you enjoy the gameplay? Okay, I would suggest playing Dragon Age Origins. Do not play 2, because 2 gets all weird.
I heard 2, they reverse the dungeons, just mirror it.
Oh yeah, they did that a lot. A lot of the areas was just close up a door, open up this area. It was not that great. And you couldn't pick your own, race of character. It was just human male, human female. You didn't get it, the Origins, you get to play as an elf or a dwarf and different class, and you get to have many different backstories to your character.
Yep. At least the story was good, right?
Yo, the story was, in 2, the story was meh, and 1, the story was amazing. It was just really cool.
Not to mention they got, individual stories for each class.
Exactly. They all individual stories that kind of all muddle into the same one, but you can actually have many different endings to your same story. So it was a really cool game, a very long game. A lot of people didn't care for the combat, but anyways, this one, it's a typical BioWare game from what it looked like. When I say typical BioWare game, I don't mean as a knock, but it looked from how they described it, it was like you were a hero and you're tracking down these other types of different skilled warriors to join in your quest. And I'm like, that is BioWare 101. Because if you think about it, KOTOR did it, Mass Effect did it, Dragon Age did it. I mean, they all do it. But,
yeah, it looks pretty well done, but I just don't care for some reason.
Well, it's because you never played any Dragon Age game, nor would you. I mean, you wouldn't want to be like, oh, I'm just going to start out in 3. It looks like, it took the fighting from 2, though, because...
Yeah, it looked like Kingdoms of Amalur, actually.
Actually, the graphics, they changed, and I agree with you completely. It looks very cartoony, unlike Dragon Age 1 looked a little bit more gritty, and Dragon Age 2 was just basically Dragon Age 1 graphics-wise. This one, them upping the graphics, which, yes, you have to do, but it kind of made it look a little bit more cartoony, and I don't really agree with that, but they did take the fighting from 2, which I thought was kind of an improvement, because, as much I do like the KOTOR way of fighting, that whole weird, I forget how people describe that kind of combat.
I mean, it was exciting when they brought it out to KOTOR, but I mean, nowadays I think people are just gonna be bored by that kind of combat.
I know a lot of, they're broadening the audience, so that way it's more of a hack and slash with some RPG elements to it than a RPG game with a little hack and slash elements to it.
Now that people are aware of Dark Souls, I don't think anyone wants that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, exactly. And honestly, I do care. I do actually like that more strategic, kind of slow-paced sword fighting that they did in Star Wars and they did in Dragon Age Origins. I do dig that kind of fighting, and I would like to see more games do that. But I do also like the Dragon Age 2 fighting because it's just more quick. You get through shit. I mean, when you fight the same type of enemy for the 18th time, you kind of want to just get through it sometimes. So yeah, they did that. They did add one thing that was I want to say it was in 2 and 1, but I never used it, and I probably won't use it in this one either, and that is telling your AI what to do. And they went to this top-down thing saying oh, I want my Kunari, partner here, I want him to go attack the dragon from this angle, and I want this person to go. I never use that. I don't know about you, when I have AI partners, I kind of just let them do their own thing.
Wait, so is it like Rainbow Six where you actually draw a path of where they need to go? Or it's just very simple?
Part, it goes up to this top-down type of view, and they're just kind of like, hey, you attack this person. It doesn't, you don't get to be like, you flank. From what they showed, it wasn't really specific. It was just kind of like, I was picturing it as very mud down, just kind of like, defensive attack, use magic here, just kind of like, micromanaging, which I don't care to micromanage. I deal with my own character, and that's who I deal with. I'm kind of a lazy RPGist.
Yeah, so no run into doors, like breaching the door and throwing smoke in, and then like doing everything in just the most specific manner.
Yeah, no,
this is just for like an easy audience,
Yeah, no, this is more just kind of like, you have the ability and choice to, which, some people dig it, others won't even use it like me. So yeah, I say it's a big step up from 2. I am rather curious if I'm gonna have to play as a human. They showed the character playing as a human female, which, cool, I don't care. I just don't want to play as a human. I personally would rather play as a dwarf because Dragon Age elves are small little dinky little fuckers, and I want to play as a small little dinky little fucker. The dwarves are pretty badass in that series, so I'd rather play as a dwarf than any other race. So, or actually, if they give me the choice of playing as a Kunari, because those, from people like, you, Michael, who don't know what a Kunari is, those fuckers are these big gray demon-like creatures that have horns, and they're really all about, like, just, I hate to nerd it up right now on a video game podcast. They're like Mandalorians, in a way. For Star Wars geeks out there, you know what I'm talking about. They're a very warrior-like race of creatures, and just badass as fuck, and I would like to play as one. And, yeah, that was Dragon Age 3, so, and I have to point this out, because then they did a little BioWare thing during the EA conference. And basically, and I was thinking like, oh shit, are they going to announce a new Mass Effect? No. It was just the BioWare developers just sitting around, basically circle jerking, saying like, yes, we created a whole world in Mass Effect, and we've been listening to the fans, and we are so great. And I'm like, yeah, I like you guys.
Yeah, that's what I guess. Yeah.
And they basically were just kind of saying like, oh, we're going to make a new one, but we're not going to tell you when. And I was also in the boat of saying, BioWare, I love you guys. You guys and me are cool still. I mean, yeah, you dropped the ball on Mass Effect 3 ending. You dropped the ball on Dragon Age 2. Last couple games you threw out weren't the greatest. Alright? I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I love the shit on Mass Effect 3 until that ending. I don't care what Nick says, I don't like that ending. I can still enjoy the game though. But anyways.
So they said they're making something.
From what they were in talks, it sounds like another Mass Effect.
Okay, that's fine, because like, there are some that just walk up there and then just talk about how awesome they are, and then just go back down the stage.
Yeah, they were kind of talking about, they were like hinting at a new Mass Effect, but they didn't officially announce one. I personally, though, would like to see them take a new IP. I want to see them do something else. And they were also in talks, actually, before, hey, Keyboard Warrior, I didn't miss it. They were in talks about doing a new IP, but they just didn't know what. They were like, we have to do it from the ground up. And I appreciate what BioWare does, because they do create an entire new universe. And when they create a new universe, they create a fucking universe. They don't just create like this is a story and we'll build. I hate to piss off Halo fans, but Halo started out just as a story and they built the universe around said story. BioWare kind of creates a universe and then places a story within this universe. So, Yeah,
they usually don't disappoint in that category.
Oh yeah, they do a great job and they usually have great characters. They rarely drop the ball. Like, honestly, Dragon Age 2 is probably the least favorite of all their games.
Yeah, I got pissed about something I didn't even play.
Really? Was that Dragon Age 2? Or?
Yeah, the stuff that I heard about it, I was just like, wow, this is just freaking abysmal.
And it's funny as hell, because when Dragon Age 2 first came out, I was actually in the corner. I was like, oh no, it's not that bad of a game. And then I heard the complaints, and it's like someone opened my eyes and said, Brandon, think about it. And I'm like, and then I went back and played. I was like, oh, fuck me sideways. I was wrong. Yeah. But you know what? Bloody Screen fans, Bloody Screen people, the listeners, the moment for you all been waiting for. And it was the funniest thing as hell, because when they announced the game, a roar of women just screamed, yes. The Sims 4 is coming out!
Woo!
Yeah, exactly. And it was one of the funniest things where they just had this roar of women just lose their minds. They're like, woo!
They got all quiet, and then that one guy in the back's like, yeah!
Yes, The Sims 4, where, it's The Sims, and in their trailer, they actually kill off the character they were showing. It was the weirdest fucking thing. They're like, and your character can actually laugh themselves to death. I'm like, what?
Yeah, we're gonna show these guys a snuff film right now.
This is my whole thing. It's like, that's not even a thing. That's not a medical condition. Like, don't laugh too hard, you might die. Like, fuck you, game. It was also very strange they kept showing Obama Sim. They didn't ever say Obama, but they kept showing this Sim who was dressed up in the suit. He had a very similar face to Obama, you know. He was a black man, shaved head, ears kind of sticking out. He was Obama. And they kept showing him doing weird things like, oh, here's Obama dancing, here's Obama doing this. I'm like, why do you guys keep showing Obama? I understand it's kind of like a little, that's the president.
Oh, look, it's Abraham Lincoln, and he's shaking hands with him.
Actually, it was really funny because they had Kim Jong-un in it.
Oh.
He got eaten by a flower. They just show, like, Kim Jong-un real quick, and he just, oh.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, it was a really kind of weird trailer, and I'm just like, okay. And they had this lady, she was talking over the trailer the whole time, just be like, and you could do this, your Sims can fall in love. You can, you know, we try to have the most, you know, we try to have this whole community of artificial beings that interact with your person. And the big thing with this new Sims is you can bring other people's characters into your world, you know, just as an NPC, just for whatever reason.
Oh, like Animal Crossing.
Basically. And I want to tell you something, Michael. Whenever I do play, like, if I ever played The Sims, I haven't played The Sims since, like, PS2 days. And I can't even tell you why I even owned Sims 1, but I did. But I never played it properly. What I would do is become basically like the Sims version of Saw. Where I would grab this, I'd make this guy, I'd get a guy, I would invite a bunch of the neighbors over, and then I'd pause it, take away all the doors so no one can leave, and just watch them torture themselves. Because I could. I don't know why. And just watch them, they'd start urinating all over the place, they'd be like, ah! I'd start making them make fires, because in the original Sims, if someone didn't know how to cook, they'd just make a fire. Because that's what happens when people don't know how to cook, people. Fun fact, kids, if you can't cook, you make fires! You don't just make a shitty meal. So, yeah. And then, you know, it was just, and I wouldn't ever let them sleep, so they'd just start passing out in their own filth and stuff. It was a horrible, demented thing.
Wait, did they, like, become cannibals in the end or something?
You would hope, I would wish, but they never did, and eventually they would, I think they'd actually be able to starve to death, I'm not 100%, but I do know if you you can light them on fire and they would burn to death, which is always a funny thing. It was such a weird thing.
Yeah, because I heard tales of, like, swimming pool genocides and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, honestly, if you ever wanted to be Saw, pick up a Sims game, because it's about the closest thing to being a torture film you can make, because it is one of those things you can. Otherwise, Sims 4, I don't give a fuck.
I hope it's not going to be like Sin City where you have to be online 24/7.
If it is, you know, they're just going to backpedal like they did with Sim City anyways.
They need to.
They didn't announce anything of that sort. They didn't say, like, you got to be always online. They just announced it was happening. And it clearly has a target audience, because I didn't even know that many women were at E3. Not to sound like all misogynistic or shit, but...
Yeah, but girls love Sims.
Yeah, I just didn't think that many women, you know, would be at E3. From my tales of E3, from people who I've heard who've been there, it's kind of a sausage fest, so, you know. Anyways, I'm just going to skip over this entirely because they didn't say anything worth a damn. I'm sorry to all you sports games fans, but EA Sports! That's all I got. Yeah, they talked about all the new shit they're doing, and you already know it's coming out. You know there's going to be a new NHL game, which the last year's one was actually a lot of fun. They're going to have a new Madden. Duh.
Yeah, NHL looks pretty awesome. I mean, I saw the screenshots and I'm like, whoa, it looks pretty good.
If it's as fun as last year's NHL, and last year's NHL, which actually I don't remember if that video was lost because my laptop was a piece of shit, or if I think it got lost in the Great Purge of 2013 of certain videos. But there was a nice little gem of a video where me and Nick were playing a Let's Play, and I beat his fucking ass in that game. Like, it was no holds barred. I kicked it was like a 6-0 type of thing. Like, I beat his ass in NHL, and it was all nice and recorded for a whole playthrough, and I was just like, fuck yeah. And he got all pissy. He's just, oh, screw you, man. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm the best in NHL. And I never thought I'd actually be good at an NHL game. But I was. And I'm actually kind of semi-excited for the new one, because I like being good at video games, I'm not going to lie. Madden's coming out. They mentioned the new UFC, and they mentioned FIFA. That was the other one. Which, they're big properties. Guess what they didn't mention? NBA. They're giving up on that. 2K kind of owns NBA. So, yeah. EA Sports. It's in the game. Yeah. How long has been anyone heard that one?
Wait, did they bring that back, or?
No, they didn't.
That would have been awesome.
I know, I'm just being that guy. EA also, Mirror's Edge 2! Hey! Yeah, I have a big problem with the tech demo they were showing there, where they didn't have any actual gameplay this show, but they kept showing gameplay of their kind of in-game demo. I know how much sense that makes, but basically, guys, you didn't need to show that. We all know what Mirror's Edge looks like. We played the first one, or people who liked the first one and played the first one. I played the first one. And what you showed me looked just like the first one. Actually, it looked less than the first one because it didn't have anything but you doing parkour. They kept talking as if Mirror's Edge 1 never happened. The entire time they were talking about Mirror's Edge 2. They were just like, yes, and we did all this parkour stuff. I was like, assholes. You already had the running mechanics down. You didn't need to mention how you guys actually went out and found parkour guys and, did all that. No. The game's already, you just make a sequel to it. But I do respect, though, that they're trying to add more of a story and more of a character story for the character you're playing.
Yeah, I haven't heard, but maybe they are rumors or maybe they are announced, but they're saying that it's open world. And actually, they're not even going to focus so much on the parkour. They're going to focus on gunplay or whatever.
From what I saw, they weren't doing that. That seems pure.
Okay.
They are focusing more on the parkour because they made a big deal about them finding parkour artists, which that's a thing nowadays, kids. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm not gonna lie. Did not know that parkour artist was an actual term anymore. I was like
parkour mocap or whatever.
Yeah, well, no, they actually found people who are apparently professional parkour enthusiasts. That's what they do for a living, is run around and do flips and stuff. I was like, back in the day, didn't we just call them stuntmen? But whatever.
Call them assassins.
Yeah, I know. I mean, granted, it's cool that these human beings can actually do this shit, but I'm just like, oh, okay. I never actually met anyone who did parkour, so I'm kind of count myself lucky. But yeah, they didn't really mention anything worth mentioning in the Mirror's Edge thing, because besides the fact that, hey assholes, Mirror's Edge 1 exists, you're not presenting anything new to us.
Yeah, that sounds depressing. I mean, if it's Mirror's Edge 2 and there's nothing to talk about, you're not doing it right.
They didn't mention anything new or different. They acted like the first one never happened, and that was my biggest problem with that. So yeah, they mentioned Battlefield Hardline, which the trailer, the gameplay trailer they showed was pretty damn cool. We talked about this on our last Bloody Screen, and now I actually got to see the big, gameplay of it. They were jumping back and forth with showing the cops' point of view as like a big 32 on 32 multiplayer map. Big 64 players, all like cops versus robbers, and it was basically focusing on this. It was a pre-rendered gameplay trailer because there's no way that guy who was playing the main robber was that good. I hate to say it.
Oh, wait, was it in the city and there's a highway?
Yeah, it was in the city.
Yeah, because that was actually the E3 map, and from what I heard, it's the cops, they have infinite tickets, and then the robbers have limited amount, and they gotta steal all the money and bring it back to their base.
That'd be cool. Yeah, they need to give the cops something because honestly, yeah. What's always funny to me is they actually had the cops arresting some of the crooks in this, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know how many players are actually gonna be sitting there just, okay, this guy, we got him. All right, I'm gonna tackle him and arrest him. Just shoot him, unless you get more points. I bet you get more points for arresting, but
I'm thinking how many handcuffs can you have?
I know.
You have a whole bag full of them, or?
Yeah, exactly. They did do some really cool destruction in this, where one of the robbers shoots a pillar he was going underneath a bridge, and he shot the pillar that one of the support beams of the bridge, and it just collapses. And they actually use that to get up that bridge and do all that, to make a better escape. It was such a cool thing, and I'm like, okay, I don't think our hardware is up to this point yet. Like, maybe it'll be certain things that you could destroy and do that shit with. But good God, imagine if you could do a multiplayer map where you can literally make anything, like your escape route or, everything is literally destructible. Like, oh, that sniper's in that fucking building. Shoot the support beams. We'll get him out of there.
Well, we were supposed to do that with Battlefield 3, but didn't happen. Bad Company 2 was a huge example on how to destroy shit.
Battlefield 3 and 4. Battlefield 3 is kind of mad with the destruction. Battlefield 4 had some pretty good destruction, but it was limited. It was still limited. It was still kind of like you can't blow up every wall. It was just like these select ones. And that's kind of how I feel like this is going to be. You can't blow up the whole city, just these select ones. I'm also rather curious on how many maps they're going to have, because the map that they showed was pretty damn big. So I don't know if it's just going to be one big-ass fucking map, or if it's going to be many different cities. They did have that. It was essentially, from what they showed, it was kind of, they probably had different modes, but the mode they showed was pretty much capture the flag. It was just one guy has the loot, he's trying to get to the helicopter or waypoint, whatever, before he gets killed or, whatever. And that's what they showed. That was the kind of game mode it was. It was the cops, cops were chasing the guy with the loot.
They show off any grappling hooks or any of that?
Yes, a lot, actually. They showed initially the cops using it, and then and then they showed one of the burglars using it to escape from a building to the ground floor or whatever. They did show a lot of the grappling hooks, the zip lines and all that shit.
Yeah, they're really trying to push that.
Yeah, that's basically their new feature. I do love how they're just they're talking about as if they made a new innovation in gameplay. They're like, yeah, we're thinking, and we're like, yes, we're going to do cops versus robbers, good guys versus bad guys, yeah. I'm like, hey guys, that's not a new concept or anything. And why does that have to be part of the Battlefield franchise is rather my question, because besides the gameplay being very similar, I mean, unless they just didn't want people saying man, this plays a lot like Battlefield. And then they'd be like, well, duh, it has Battlefield name. Unless they just were trying to avoid that whole, internet, assholery. That's my only theory of why they'd be doing that.
Well, did you see, that mock-up pitch trailer for Call of Duty? I think it was Urban Warfare. And you do play as cops.
Oh, no, I did not see that.
Yeah, they showed concept art, they showed, actual kind of gameplay, tests and everything like that. I'm like, why didn't you guys do this first? This is what should be done.
Yeah, I'm really curious about it, and from what Gamefly tells me, apparently there's going to be a disc release of this. So there's currently you can sign up for an open beta right now, and you can actually just play. I mean, if you have Battlefield 4 on the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, I want to say too. I'm not 100%, but you'll be able to play it.
Wait, did people lose their shit when they announced beta?
Yeah.
That's what I've been hearing around conferences, oh, we have a beta, and then, people just go crazy.
They didn't really lose their shit. They were, you heard, the good clapping, woo! But nothing not standing ovation status, but.
Yeah, I don't get that.
That is it for EA, though. EA, that was their entire conference. They probably had some other, very short trailers that weren't worth mentioning to me. I try to keep with the more important stuff. But, we're gonna, this is gonna be part one of our E3 coverage. This is the Xbox EA conference. Tune in a little bit. We'll have the Ubisoft and PlayStation conferences. Alright, everybody. Have fun and good night.
See ya.